honored to be joined today by Haji Syed Salman Chishti Gaddi-Nashein of the Dargah Ajmer Sharif. He is the chairman of the Chishti Foundation and founder of the All India Muslim Personal Law Board. Muhammad Suleiman, who I just lost his line. I would like to begin, and Nalin Kohli also is supposed to be with us. Can we have him on air? Thank you so much. Nalin Kohli is on air, producers. Can we have him on air? Okay, we'll wait for him to be put on air by our production team. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, it took some time to get the windows on air. Haji Syed Salman Chishti ji.
Good evening, Anna.
Good evening. What is your position on the Waqf Amendment Bill, which is being likely brought in day after tomorrow in Parliament?
Adab, greeting of peace. Adab, greeting of peace, salam, and lots of du'as from Ajmer Dargah Sharif. Eid Mubarak to everybody there and of course across India, as today is the blessed day of Eid, the day of peace, unity and celebration after the 30 days of contemplation and fasting and serving. I think I've been very clear about it that there is a need for reforms in the Waqf bill as it is in its present form. And we have seen in the past that the Waqf properties have been underutilized. The premises and the vast land bank that we have from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, the real intention of the Waqf, who has made the intention to serve and donate it for the welfare of the Muslim community, over the past 6 decades, I think they have been very underutilized. And this is something which I shared when I wrote about this and gave an example about Jaipur, that MI Road, which is...
yeah, continue please, sir. I'm just directing. Thank
you. Road, and which is one of the largest main street of Jaipur. And even today, it is the ownership belongs to the Waqf board. But unfortunately, because of the mismanagement and the corruption, the rental of these places, which should be very high in the present time in lakhs, is just about meager, about 500 to 1,000 rupees. So this is what is happening in many parts of across India, the gross corruption, mismanagement, and that need to be taken care through this amendment bill. And more so ever, I would say that the responsibility of implementing the act into the truest form lies upon the government and those who will be responsible to overcome this mismanagement, corruption. So it is very important that the real worth of the Waqf properties and the real intention of those who have donated, those Muslims who have donated this while departing this world, that this should be the part of welfare, community welfare, education, healthcare facilities, unfortunately, which are not being provided to the Muslim community the way it should have been. So if this bill amendments address this issue which has been of grave concern, I think that would be a game changer. And that, again, I say that when this bill is tabled and with cooperation of all, because it has gone through the JPC, it has gone through the different party stakeholders, different leaders across party line, and the responsibilities again lies on the government when to implement in the truest sense that the last common Muslim standing on the line gets benefited through this amendment.
Muhammad Suleiman ji, you have heard Haji Syed Salman Chishti ji out there. The fact is absolutely true. The money is being taken by some rich Muslims, and the money is not being shared or even declared. In fact, the Sachar committee report had said that 12,000 crore rupees was missing. 12,000 minimum, 12,000 crore rupees was missing. Obviously, this money is going into the pockets of some rich Muslims. Why don't you think about poor Muslims, Muhammad Suleiman? Why do you want to speak? Why don't you think about Muslim women who are not given representation and inclusion in the Waqf?
What is your specific question?
My specific question is that I want you see, a very good point has been made by Syed Salman Chishti ji, who is chairman of the Chishti Foundation of Ajmer Dargah. He has said that the money from the Waqf is being misused and not declared.
You need not repeat. I have heard it.
So it's very
I have
bad
heard
for
it.
money to be pocketed, going into the pockets of some rich Muslims.
Question is, no.
You respond to him, sir. Don't
Problem
shout at
is
me.
that you don't-
Every day you shout at me. His point, I'm only telling you. Why are you getting angry at me?
I'm not shouting. I'm not shouting you. I'm not shouting you. I welcome his concern that work properties are mismanaged by some mutawallis, some state work boards, no doubt. But the amendment intended by the NDA government are not dealing with these matters, not concern of Chishti Sahib. They want to get control work properties, the Muslim endowment, the divine property, the religious affair of the Waqifs who has donated property, hard-earned money, hard-earned property for welfare of the Muslim
Yeah, can you be-
community. The government by amendment
Kruthat,
wants
be
to
quiet.
control. Government wants to control it by nominating members from non-Muslim community.
No,
I again-
you are again, what you're saying is, I ask you this, Mohammed Suleiman ji.
No.
Mohammed Suleiman ji.
Chishti Sahab has not spoken about the amendment intended by NDA government.
He is speaking
No
about
doubt
that.
his concern are very
No, he is
legitimate,
speaking about that.
legitimate.
Sir, 1 minute.
But he has not spoken about. He has not spoken against or in favor of the Waqf amendment clauses.
1 minute, sir.
44 amendments.
Sir, you know he's a very
Quite
distinguished
clear.
religious
No,
figure.
mister, let me
You are not
complete.
showing him
Let me
respect, sir.
complete.
He's from
Let me
Dargah
complete.
Sharif, Ajmer.
No. I have full respect for it. I have full respect for Dargah Sharif Ajmer, Chishti Sahib also. I simply join him and say whatever concern he has expressed, these are not dealing with the amendment intended by present government. That is the matter. So I am simply requesting Chishti Sahib that he should talk clause by clause the amendment intended by the NDA government. One amendment they are intending is that the Waqf Central Council will have non-Muslim in it. I am putting question to the government.
No, 1 minute.
Whether
Sir,
any
I want to ask a very logical question.
develop the non-Muslim-
Suleiman Saab, I respect you. You are founder of All India Muslim Personal Law Board.
You are never putting logical question.
Sir.
You are never putting logical question. You are twisting and misleading the
I never do these things.
That is the point. Actually, Chishti Sahib has expressed concern about the mismanagement
Yes,
of
not-
the Waqf Board. No doubt. I
Yes.
agree with him.
Yes.
He is very, very correct. But who is controlling the Waqf Board of the state? State governments are controlling. The Waqf Board chairman is nominated by state government. They are responsible. They are accountable for
Sir, this is a-
mismanagement. But the
Mohammed
present
Suleiman Saab, can I request you to now close your initial remarks so I can get Nalin Kohli and let me get the views of Syed Salman Chishti ji, because you see, viewers, it's a very important debate, and I feel very privileged that on most major debates in this country,
Whatever concern expressed, I agree
the most
with
significant voices join me on my program.
Concern of our community, no doubt about it. But I am talking about the amendment.
So 1
What
minute.
government is intending to amend.
Can I ask you,
To
Nalin Kohli, what is your reading?
Central Work Council.
Nalin Kohli, what is your reading of the initial comments of
The members-
Syed Salman Chishti ji,
They are
please?
trying to take away the work by users. They want to give full authority to district magistrate.
सर वक्फ तो होने वाला है, ऐसे करे वैसे करे, वक्फ तो अमेंड होगी.
They have taken away other. They want to take away. They want no.
वक्फ तो अमेंड होके रहेगी. सलमान चिश्ती जी in the middle.
Wrongs are
In the middle.
intending to be done.
With the top band.
We will oppose democratically. We will oppose democratically. Entire community is behind personal law board. Entire
No, it is
community
not,
behind
sir.
personal law
No,
board.
it is not, sir.
Because
कोई है ही
personal
नहीं.
law
In the
board
middle,
commands
Salman
highest
Chishti in the middle.
respect.
Oh God, not
Highest
this window.
respect of the community.
In the
Highest
middle.
Respect of the community, you don't know. Mr. Goswami, you don't know.
It is not gone. You keep him there. Now, 1 minute, please. You see, now we have a situation tonight where on my program I have, and this is the way it will be this window, I have the chairman of the Chishti Foundation, Dargah Ajmer Sharif, Haji Syed Salman Chishti, Gaddi Nashin. And Nalin Kohli is with us. We'll stay with the window.
He's a very nice man.
Yeah. You are also a very nice man, sir.
I know him.
I also know him,
Very
sir.
genuine.
Yes,
His
I also know
concerns
him.
are very genuine. Whatever he said, it is ground reality.
Nalin Kohli, I thought that Salman Chishti ji made his point very clear when he began by saying that there has been misuse of the money from the Hajj properties. And that is something we need to correct.
That is by the
Nalin Kohli, please speak up, sir.
officials or government employees. It should be corrected. But this
Louder, Nalin, audio on the Nalin side.
And if Suleiman Saab, if we can also have a word in. So I just have to first begin by saying, Haji Chishti Saab, Suleiman Saab, wishing not only you but wishing all our brothers and sisters a wonderful Eid. And we pray for peace because ultimately that's what we all desire. Now let's come back to the issue at hand. I think Haji Chishti Saab in the beginning has raised some very pertinent points in a logical manner. Chishti Saab has raised those points, those concerns as a practicing Muslim. On the other hand, we have Suleiman Saab, who's very agitated, and he's repeating the same points. So I would request Suleiman Saab to hold his horses and try to understand a few things from a legal perspective. Because ultimately,
Suleiman
we all
Saab, a little
live
bit.
in a democracy. We all live as per the constitution. And we also live by the fact that in a progressive society where rule of law is critical, citizens of India, after all, we are all citizens of India under the constitution, must get the benefit as envisaged under the constitution. Now, what's the issue with the Waqf properties? There are 3 or 4 fundamental points that are not being spoken about, and perhaps Suleiman Saab and the others who are opposed to it do not wish a debate to take place, do not wish others to know about the true position. First, this is not about taking over any mosque, about any graveyard, not at all. It's a lie. For those who are trying to spread falsehood and trying to create fear.
Bit louder.
This is about the management of the Waqf properties to ensure that the benefits go to those who deserve to get it. Suleiman Saab, ऐसे चिल्लाने से थोड़ी ना डिबेट होगा साहब. मैंने आपकी बात सुन ली, आप सुन लीजिए. यदि आपको लग रहा है कि केवल बोलने से सारा विषय जो है सूरज जाएगा तो होगा नहीं. मुझे ये चिंता है कि that in your non-stop dialogue, not even a dialogue, one-sided comments, you are not allowing your own supporters to know the true condition, and perhaps are fearful that we may be pointing some logical points that you are concerned about. So let us go one by one. How can today there be a situation that Waqf property worth several thousands of crores, lakhs of crores, its benefit does not go down to the poor Muslims who deserve to get the benefits? That's point number 1.
Louder, Nalin.
Point number 2, should there be no use of technology? Should there be no use of technology that ensures that ultimately all the truth is available at the click of a mouse? The information is not kept hidden from the genuine people who should be getting the beneficiaries from the Waqf properties. Number 3, how is it that you can say that any user's property will come under the Waqf property? Ultimately, this is about practicing Muslims giving their property for pious and religious reasons. Can this be extended to a non-Muslim? It raises a question. Somebody who is not a practicing Muslim. Number 4, you tell me another thing. How can somebody stand up in the middle of the night, early morning, and say that this property belongs to the Waqf and there will be no adjudication on it? Can you say that the farmers of Karnataka who are tilling their land, serving the nations as Annadata, somebody turns up and says, I am issuing you a notice and I will take over your property because I say it's a Waqf property? Can you say that the government's land will come into a Waqf property without there being adjudication on it?
No.
Can you say that there should be no transparency? These are the fundamental points about the change. The problems in the Waqf and the Waqf properties has been the subject.
I wish to.
Which said that
Okay, I wish to intervene.
Now you have a
Nalin and Mohammed Suleimanji, between both of you gentlemen, I wish to intervene for a moment. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And with respect to Haji Syed Salman Chishti ji,
thank you.
we are all sitting today to now.
I have to go somewhere.
No, don't go.
I spare only 20 minutes.
Sir, please wait
I
1
spare
minute.
only 20
Sir,
minutes.
spare 5 more
I
minutes.
spare only 20
Spare 5 minutes more.
I clearly told.
Because-
I clearly told I will not.
5 minutes.
I will not continue after 20 minutes.
No, after 5
20
minutes.
minutes is over, so I am quitting.
No,
So
1
I am
minute.
quitting.
Don't
Thank
go
you.
away like this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now Haji Syed Salman Chishti ji,
important issue.
I want to. I will get other representatives, sir.
Minutes.
Haji, no, he'll come back. He'll come back. We have a lot of other panelists, including the Kerala Catholic Bishops' Council. Salman Chishti ji, what is your view on the fact that the government wants to include Muslim women and bring in representation from Aga Khanis, Bohras, and some backward Muslim classes who are not represented in the Waqf bodies? And what is your view on the inclusion of non-Muslims? Despite the historical contributions of non-Muslims from the governance of the Waqf. Can I have your views, please, on that?
First of all, I was told that this would be an interview, not a debate. So we agreed on that. But
We'll keep it that way. If you can answer this, then I'll move to my debate. No problem.
In any debate, we can really don't really get into any debates and all. So we have been very clear about it that Sulaiman Sahab or whoever has been, we are all citizens of India. We have the Constitution of India, which gives us the right to even oppose any bill that has been passed as well. So the concerns are very clear that we have mentioned in the article that I wrote about what has been happening. In terms of including, as of now, we have seen that the state Waqf Board and the Central Waqf Council, they are the one who's always been under the government purview. The people who have been appointed as the members and the chairman, they come through the government purview and through the government channel. So this has always been that. The only thing is that has been a lot of mismanagement which has been going on. In terms of inclusion of all the communities, I think it is the prerogative of the people who have been amending this law, and I think it is.
Do you have a problem with non-Muslims being included?
Of the Joint Parliament Committee. The Joint Parliament Committee has also gone through it. And I think when the bill comes in and what is the final state of the bill, everybody as an Indian citizen have the right to agree or disagree. Our Constitution of India gives us that right. And I think if there are reasons to include them where there is a reason to include people who are not part of, as of now, the Waqf board, there has to be valid reason for that. And of course, as I said earlier, that again, when the bill is passed, it's the responsibility of the government that lies to implement, and no rights of the Muslim community and those who have been part of this initiative should be overlooked. And when the real priorities are given, when the real priorities are set through the Waqf bill, I think the real potential of vast resources that should be utilized to upgrade and uplift the social life and cultural life and educational and healthcare life of the Muslim community of across India, because that has been always the original intent of those who have made the Waqf. If that is being made, I think this is a very welcome change. And if there are some laxities and relaxation on that part, I think this is something, again, it is
What do you think about Owaisi and others saying Muslims should come on the streets to protest?
Muslim community is looking up to the government and the leaders to make this change a positive and welcome change. And when this is done, all the naysayers, I don't want to name any political leaders or any individual, all those who are the naysayer, it is really a big reply to them who have been actually proposing all these fearful
narratives. I get your point. Yeah.
So we have to be very vigilant. We have to be very, all these ifs and buts and the narrative that mean it is the government's double responsibility.
Yeah. Now, I take your view and
who have been deceiving the community, who have been not been honest with the community when they're leading the community in their respective areas and states.
I think you've made a very clear statement. I respect the fact that terms of engagement were of an interview, so I will not draw you into the debate. But I would like to thank you very much, Salman Chishti ji, for joining me on top of my program this evening. And I'd like to keep engaging with you as we take the discussion on the Waqf issue forward. Thank you very much. That's Haji Syed Salman Chishti ji from the Ajmer Dargah. Thank you very much. Nalin, you wanted to make a point. We are at an interesting part of this debate. You all obviously wanted to respond to something. Can you unmute yourself, please? I can't hear you. Yeah. I can't hear him. Can you unmute? Thank you.
I wanted to make a point.
Yeah.
Women's.
Yeah, you're on air now. You can hear you.
Now, I wanted to make a few points on the women's, on the women representation issue, and that's a very, very critical issue.
Louder, please.
I think we should bear in mind that there is a certain vested interest. There's a certain vested interest that has prevented Muslim women from being represented or being part of the process of decision making on several important issues. Let's not forget that when the All India Muslim Personal Law Board speaks and says that we speak for all Muslims, it was ultimately a Muslim woman who moved the Supreme Court on the triple talaq case, Shaira Banu, in 2017 that judgment came. And it was
louder.
So I think what we need to recognize is that today, in the 21st century, it's critical that society works in a manner that the Article 14, which gives all Indian citizens the right of equality, Muslim women also have the right to be part of decision making that concerns their community. And I think anyone who's opposing that, in effect, is saying that the constitutional norm will not work.
Yeah.
There can be no opposition to that. The second point I wanted to make was on property, and that's a valid point. Ultimately, this is not about takeover of any properties. It's not about takeover of any mosques. It is about ensuring that what is genuinely part of the Waqf should be part of the Waqf. It should be used for its exact purposes that it is meant. There should be no illegal takeover of anybody else's property, because ultimately Article 300A also gives the right of properties. You can't remove somebody's property like we saw the misuse in Karnataka. In Karnataka, the farmers got it.
Take it off.
Notices saying this is our Waqf property.
Take it off.
Move out. It can't be such. The third point I want to make is about technology. That if you bring all the records,
put the elements
and you ensure that they are part of technology, they are available, any individual from within the community can access it. Any individual who can access it, there will be transparency. If there is transparency, how can there be corruption? How can there be misuse? How can there be undervaluing? As Chishti Saab was talking about, say, MI Road in Jaipur. This would apply to other areas.
Okay, now
I think at the end of the day...
Shall I open this up now? Nalin, you made a short intervention, but it's a very long one. Atik, before I come to you, I have the spokesperson of the Kerala Catholic Bishops' Council. The point I want to make before I go to Reverend Father Thomas Tarayal is that many Christian groups are wanting this Waqf intervention to come in. In fact, the Kerala Catholic Bishops' Council has asked all Kerala MPs to vote irrespective of party line in favor of the bill. Some people were surprised. They felt that a Christian group will always take an anti-Modi government approach. But you haven't done that, Father. Why is that?
No, this is not anti-Modi or for Modi. Our case is, I hope I am audible.
You are, please.
Okay. This case has been placed not only now, earlier also we had set the same stand, because we are facing the problem here in Kerala, particularly in Munampam, where almost 600 families have lost their civil rights, their rights on the property. The properties they had purchased have all on a sudden become Waqf property. So we are against that. So what we are asking the MPs to vote for in the parliament, we are not against the Waqf Act or anything. Act relating to the religious belief or things of the Muslim community. We are not against that. But what we are saying is some of the sections or some of the clauses that allow this Waqf board to illegally take over the properties of people and at a certain point claim that it is Waqf property. such kind of clauses has to be amended. So we are not going for
Yeah.
a blanket amendment, but clause by clause.
Yeah,
The clauses that are not in line with the Constitution of India, in line with the civil codes.
Yes.
Those things has to be amended. That is what we are saying.
I would like to just explain to our viewers who may not know the case from Munambam in Kerala. If I may, for a minute, I want to explain this. You see, what has happened in Kerala is that Muslim groups are stronger, the Muslim population is rising, and the Waqf board has become very aggressive, and they have said that 400 acres of land in one village called Munambam. We reported this story on 17th October. 600 families, their lands are being claimed by the Waqf board in Kerala. 400 are Christian, 200 are Hindu, all have been terrorized. Imagine 600 families, they're losing their land, homes, farms, livelihood and everything. And in Calicut, 3,000 acres is being claimed by Waqf board. And this is a real problem. You know, there are so many people, they are so scared. But it's not got nothing to do with Muslim rights. It's got nothing to do with the Muslim community. This is all about very rich Muslims who want to become richer. That is why, Atiq, this time there is no public response to this Waqf. The Waqf protest has flopped. Yes, Atiq, you're seeing this. 97% of people watching this tonight have said it's a flop show. Atiq.
Fine. Arnab, the apprehension of the Muslim community is on two counts. And if Mr. Kohli can address this.
Yeah.
Number one is there is a clause in the Waqf Amendment Act which says that no suit, appeal or other proceedings for the enforcement of any right on behalf of the Waqf which have not been registered shall be instituted, commenced, heard, tried or decided by any court after 6 months of the commencement of the 2024 Amendment Bill. Is this constitutional? Is this not arbitrary? Mr. Kohli.
Secondly, Mr. Kohli, 1 minute, one by one. No, don't make a speech. 1 minute, 1 minute, one by one. Atiq, wait. Atiq, see. Atiq, see. Before Nalin comes in, I want to make a small intervention. Nalin will respond to your question. We have to modernize our country. This time, under the Waqf, there is talk of a digitized leasing system, efficient utilization of Waqf assets, registration of properties. But the most important thing is, I'll tell you, anybody who buys a property, if I buy a property, Nalin or any of us buy a property, we have to integrate it within the land revenue records. All these properties, this has not happened. Basically, you're saying there's one law for India and one law for Waqf. It can't happen. Tomorrow, it can't happen. Be reasonable. Be in the name of minority rights, you can't pass everything. But Nalin will respond to your legal question. Nalin.
So therefore, Arnab, actually, in a sense, you have already given the answer, which is the correct position. At the end of the day, there has to be a registration and information about the property in a central portal. Now, let me take it. The Waqf board obviously knows that this is our property. If you know that this is your property, why would you be hesitating to put it out there in a portal? So a timeline is given for that. And this timeline is necessary so that you don't have what is happening in Kerala or Karnataka happening. That something or someone's land is suddenly claimed in the name of a Waqf. So this is not about stifling rights. This is about ensuring that your rights are preserved and the rights on those lands and other properties are known. They are therefore, a time limit is given for you to register it into the portal. It is not about taking away those rights. So please don't confuse the two factors. Today, as Arnab pointed out, anybody buys a property, you go for a registration, you go for a mutation. That is about recording it in the land revenue records so that it is known that X, Y, Z, whoever has bought the property, it is their property. Similarly, if the Waqf is claiming to have property, it obviously has the papers related to that property. It has a right on those properties. So it must register those, make it clear that this is our property. That is the limitation that it is there. You can't suddenly say that, no, we don't know what is our property. We turn around today and pick up ABC's property because we feel this is our property. And there is no appeal to that either. So therefore, Section 40, which gave that right in the old Act, which was brought in a hurried manner in 2013, is that right which creates an illegality. The illegality that was being created is actually being stopped. And the legality of the land which exists with the madhab is being protected.
If I may add one point here, one point. See, I'm being reasonable.
Arnab,
1 minute, I'm being very reasonable. I'm listening to everyone. I'm saying, and I have with the Shadab Shams of the Uttarakhand Waqf Board chairman. ये खुद वक्फ बोर्ड के चेयरमैन है शादाब शम्स जी, हाँ, ये मुस्लिम समुदाय के बड़े रेस्पेक्टेड नाम है वहाँ के उत्तराखंड के, ये खुद सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं वक्फ अमेंडमेंट बिल को। मगर ये बात कही जा रही है कि मुसलमानों को, शादाब शम्स, यू कैन आंसर इंग्लिश हिंदी मिक्स एज यू वांट, this hawa being created that Muslims are being affected, ये तो religious मामला है ही नहीं, ये तो प्रॉपर्टी का मामला है, इसमें there is no religious angle to this, इसमें धार्मिक मामला कोई है ही नहीं। शम्स साहब, आप क्या कहेंगे?
Thank you, Arnab. First of all, Eid Mubarak to all.
Eid Mubarak to you.
सबसे मैं इतना ही कहूंगा कि जो लोग हंगामा कर रहे हैं ये मुस्लिम्स नहीं है। पहले तो इस गलत फहमी को दूर कर दीजिएगा। They are not Muslims.
Why do you say so? Why do you say so, sir? Why do you say so, sir?
They are purely political Muslims. They belong
political Muslims. Okay.
Yes, they belongs to some organization.
Right.
ये वो मुस्लिम्स हैं जो या तो किसी को वोट बैंक इकट्ठा करके देते हैं पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज को, उनके लिए इलेक्शंस में काम करते हैं कि उनको भी कहीं ना कहीं से राज्यसभा जाना होता है, ये अपने बेनिफिट्स के लिए कम्युनिटी को गुमराह कर रहे हैं। और ये जितने भी वहां पे लोग काम कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो पॉलिटिकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो या नॉन पॉलिटिकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो, ये कहीं ना कहीं वक्त के बेनिफिशियरी हैं। मैं प्रूव कर सकता हूं। ऑल द पीपल्स इन मुस्लिम पर्सनल लॉ बोर्ड, मिस्टर ओवैसी इज ऑल्सो द बेनिफिशियरी ऑफ वक्फ। ये 8 रुपए प्रति एकड़, 8 रुपीज पर एकड़ के किराएदार हैं औकाफ के।
क्या बात कर रहे हैं? Are you saying, one minute, Shadab Shams, this is a very important statement. You are saying that Owaisi is a beneficiary of the Waqf. Can you prove this?
Yes.
How?
See this. There is this. Wait a minute. I'm just telling you.
No problem. You can tell me.
ये है एक प्रॉपर्टी है। इस प्रॉपर्टी का जो डिटेल्स है वो इस तरह से है। एक मस्जिद है, मस्जिद सुल्तान बाग। सुल्तान बाग के अंदर 1000 बीघा लैंड का ये ग्रैब हुआ है। ये मस्जिद सुल्तान बाग जो है इसके ऊपर मैरियट होटल बना है, 5 स्टार होटल मैरियट। और इसके अंदर असदुद्दीन ओवैसी, उनके ब्रदर सुल्तान सलाउद्दीन ओवैसी, ये इसमें मेंबर्स थे। अब बताइए, ये लोग कहते हैं वंस अ वक्फ ऑलवेज अ वक्फ। आप मेंबर हैं?
Please get Waris Pathan. Waris Pathan को लाइए. Get him live on the program. I need a response to this. Waris Pathan should come on air now. My God, is this true? Is this what it is all about? Money? That in the name of Muslims you are trying to amass money? And let me tell you one more thing, viewers. I'm going to share a statistic now, which is going to be very shocking. Shadab Shamsi, meri baat suniye. You know, I want to tell you, these rich Muslims, they are also encroaching and taking over the property of poor Muslims in the name of Waqf. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 3,165 cases where the rich Muslims have encroached the property of poor Muslims. 3,165 cases. Government property is 5,973 cases. Can you believe it? Poor Muslims are losing their land because rich Muslims like Owaisi come and say, your land is mine. Land grabbing. Or isme religious angle? There's no religious angle at all. There's no religious angle. It's exploitation of poor Muslims, Muslim women, Pasmanda Muslims, backward class Muslims by a group of rich Muslims. Muslims Tawsif as rich as Jinnah was once upon a time. You know, this whole system has been created by these kind of people. It's so sad. And poor Muslims have nowhere to go. That's why today poor Muslims are not reacting. Nalin Kohli, are you seeing? No poor Muslim is supporting this so-called protest.
Arnab,
Yeah, Amir Musalmano ki sponsor. It's not a religious issue. The Supreme Court, High Court has said it's not a religious issue. It's a statutory body.
You're saying
Saab has made a
that there
very
cannot
startling
there will be
revelation
only
on your
one law.
program.
We must ask OSC to respond. Yeah.
No, Nalin, let me have my 1 minute at least. The Arnab is saying that there has to be one law for everybody in the country. That is not possible. One different religion will have different law. Muslim law will be different, Hindu law will be different, Persian law, Christian law will
Persian
be
law?
different.
What is
you are
Persian law
saying
now?
Today,
What is Persian law?
Bogus. You
What is
yourself-
Persian law? Tomorrow is a Turkish law.
It's a religious law and it will be different. If Hindu population wants to adapt a similar law, they can do so. They can also come up with their version of Waqf law. They can also have their own.
Why did you say
Waqf
Persian
code.
law? What is Persian
They
law?
can do so. They can also dedicate.
What is
property,
Persian law?
Even though.
Why
they
did you
have
say
Hindu
Persian law?
Hindu
Ye
Religious
Persian law kya
Property
hai?
Endowments Acts and various other states acts already is there to protect the Hindu properties. Similarly, we have Waqf property to protect the Muslim properties dedicated for religious and charitable purpose. So therefore, please do not say like the Home Minister. He was speaking to white lies when he said that Waqf tribunal order cannot be challenged. Was such a white lie
Anyway,
he
it's
said.
changing. Aapko bura
Every
lage.
other day,
Nalin will respond to you. Nalin,
I find it very interesting.
Nalin, please. Right, 1 minute. Nalin Kohli is responding to Tawseef. Nalin Kohli,
Point,
first.
Arnab, which is coming
Nalin goes
out.
first.
The key point which is coming out, everyone who is criticizing the Waqf bill, in effect is saying, एक मिनट में खत्म कर दूं इस पॉइंट को, एक छोटा सा ही रिस्पॉन्स है कि everyone who's criticizing the Waqf bill is in effect saying that it is meant for the Muslims and it would amount to interference. It's a pious act. Now, just now on your very show, something critical has come about. Shams Saab has pointed out that it seems Mr. Owaisi's family is the beneficiary of a Waqf land which has gone to a hotel chain. Now, I'm asking a simple question, and that obviously should be answered. How is this in the interest of the poor Muslim? And how is this a pious act? So therefore,
Everyone
at the
on
end of the day,
direction.
if a land has gone for a
More people
pious
on air.
purpose, its end result has to be pious to the benefit of the community. So therefore, if there is a restriction on the benefit to the community, and instead that benefit goes to an individual,
Response is not
that
changing.
individual cannot stand up and say, I'm speaking for the community. Because there is a conflict. There is a personal interest. That is not a community interest. So I think the important point that is now coming out here, which was at the beginning of the show, which you said, Arnab,
Arnab, I need to
that this
rebut.
Father Thomas wants to come in as well.
those who are
One minute. Father Thomas in the
of
middle.
the
Father
process.
Thomas.
And
1 minute. Father Thomas wants to say something now.
Community at
You
large.
see, Father Thomas wants to come in. He's from, we must listen to everyone. You know, there can't be one group of hardline Muslims say, we will do what we want to in India.
Oh, Mr. Kohli is lying.
No, you
Mr. Kohli
please.
is lying.
1 minute. Father Thomas wanted to say
Yes,
something.
yes.
Father
No,
Thomas.
he is lying.
Yeah.
Please.
Representing the Kerala Catholic Bishops' Council, Father Thomas.
giving you my point of view.
Yes, sir.
I don't lie.
Yeah, this
I'm
is-
giving you
yeah,
my point
actually
of view.
this
and
is
I have
what-
a right to give that point
Please,
of view as much
please.
as you do under the Constitution.
Yeah, I'll
without
rebut
me
you.
calling it a lie or you calling me a lie. Sorry, Father Thomas, for
Please.
interrupting.
Yeah,
Sir,
see, this
let
is the
me-
same thing
let
that
me
we wanted
put
to
across my
bring up.
rebuttal.
This is the point that we want to bring up. We are not against the Muslim personal law or anything of that sort, but the clauses that goes against the constitution and against the prevalent civil law of the country. For example, a one-sided claim of the property of any individual by the Waqf. That is what has happened in Munampam in Kerala. Second, the decision of the tribunal being final, which cannot be challenged in any court of the law. That cannot be accepted. That is what the people of Munampam are facing now. They cannot appeal to the courts. The court has thrown away the case because they say it is the tribunal. How can that be? Then the liability to prove that this property belongs to these people lies on the victims. So these kind of clauses should be definitely amended. That's all what we are saying.
And I want to just point out here one more point tonight.
Now, may I-
1 minute, please. Before you come in, I want to state some facts. In Hyderabad, 765 notices were issued to encroachers in 2021 alone. In Telangana's Waqf Board, one of the richest, owns assets worth 5 lakh crore rupees. Yet 75% is encroached upon. As Akbaruddin Owaisi has also stated that 82% of Waqf land in Hyderabad has been grabbed by private individuals. So, which means you have taken the land and the land has gone to private individuals, which means it's a 5-star hotel or a corporate group which is sitting on Waqf property, which is mismanagement. The other point I want to point out, and Mr. Shams will also bear me out on this, there are alarming cases of corruption. So many individuals have said there is financial misappropriation and the illegal sale of Waqf land. Right? Rich people have made their properties on Waqf land. 5-star hotels have been built on Waqf land. Right? And there are several grievances submitted by Maulana Kokab Mujtaba, National President of the Ulamas Foundation, before the group out here. So corruption, mismanagement, exclusion of women, stealing from poor Muslims, all these things are happening. Shams साहब आप बताइए, आतिकुर रहमान इधर कुछ बोल रहे हैं. Would you like to respond to him, please?
बिल्कुल, absolutely. मैं इतना जरूर कहूँगा कि
I need to question Mr. Kohli.
हमारे यहाँ उत्तराखंड के अंदर एक MP है अकबर अहमद डंपी.
Kohli and Shams on the left.
Listen to me, sir, please listen.
If you want to give a covering fire to Mr. Kohli, it's your choice.
I don't need to give covering fire to Nalin, of all people. But Mr. Shams is making a point, then you can fire on behalf of anyone, including Mr. Owaisi.
And he is lying.
Yes.
Why don't you allow me to...
How much Waqf properties have been encroached by Zakir Naik?
You allow me to...
आपके जो leader है, Zakir Naik, कितना Waqf property पे बैठे हुए हैं? बताइए नाम.
Put all of them on the list.
कितना property है Zakir Naik के नाम पे? कितना पैसा बनाया Zakir Naik ने?
You want the Muslim community to believe...
Zakir Naik is not a representative of the Muslim community. Excuse me.
You yourself...
Don't shout at me.
Mr. Kohli, you are challenging the minority status of the Aligarh Muslim University. AMU, you are challenging the minority status of one college
University now coming into this.
And you want to...
How is the Aligarh Muslim University coming into the debate of Waqf?
You are a liar.
You're running away from the subject, Atif. Why?
You are a liar.
You're running away from the subject.
You are a liar.
Don't use such strong words. Your adjectives will not change my argument. Your adjectives will not change my argument, dear sir. You are using adjectives because you have no arguments to give. If you had an argument, you wouldn't be having adjectives. You are a liar, you are lying. ये क्या भाषा है? ये तो वही बुज़दिल कहते हैं जिनके शब्दों में इतनी ताकत नहीं है कि वो अपने शब्दों को अर्थों के आधार पे दे सके.
AMU का माइनॉरिटी
आइए ना आगे आप फिर डिबेट नहीं हो रही है सारी चीजों को बदलने में लगे हुए आप you have no arguments to bring on the points I brought except an adjective that I am a liar. I reject it.
Why you are not listening to me? Answer my pinpointed question. Why do you challenge one single university AMU
what pinpointed
to
question?
Be a minority
Since when is an adjective a pinpointed question?
Safeguarding our land.
No, 1 minute. Since when is an adjective that you are a liar, you are lying a pinpointed question? Come on, Atik bhai, make some sense today, please.
To believe you. Why should we believe you?
Okay, Shams is responsible.
So are you saying the farmer in charge? No, 1 minute, hold on. What Father Thomas is saying about the village there in Kerala, that is divine land. So are you saying because they are Christians and they are Hindus, their land rights have disappeared and you call it divine land? And then you cloak somebody else's rights by using the word divine land. This is not Saudi Arabia, my dear friend. There I can understand the argument that is a divine land.
Our primary concern is
democracy.
You are suggesting a remedy which is worse than the
name of a divine land. Absolutely incorrect. Against the
you are having a remedy which is worse than the disease.
Now let Shams respond to you, sir. Shamsji.
Oh, now
let Shams come in. Nalin, let Shams come in, please.
The remedy is worse than the disease.
बदकिस्मती है ये. This is not good. आपको अच्छा लिसनर भी होना चाहिए. मैं इतना रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि हम एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चैनल के ऊपर बैठे, पूरी दुनिया देखती है. मेरा एक छोटा सा लाइन है कि आखिर ऐसा क्या हुआ कि इन वक्फ प्रॉपर्टीज के ऊपर अकबर अहमद डंपी, जो संजय गांधी जी के दोस्त थे और कांग्रेस के एक बहुत बड़े लीडर रहे हैं, उन्होंने रिसोर्ट बनाया हुआ है मेरे यहाँ उत्तराखंड नैनीताल रामगढ़ के अंदर 200 बिगास में.
What?
रिसोर्ट is this waqf land for those people who are rich, Muslim leaders?
One versus two.
इनके लिए वक्फ था कि ये अपने रिसोर्ट्स बनाएंगे वक्फ लैंड के ऊपर? मुसलमानों के हाथ में भीख का कटोरा और उनकी प्रॉपर्टीज के ऊपर बैठे हैं रिसोर्ट बना के। दूसरे एक सांसद हैं सईदुज़्ज़मा, दिस MP comes from कांग्रेस MP from मुजफ्फरनगर, एक्स फॉर्मर MP। इन्होंने कलियर के अंदर एक बहुत बड़ी बंगलों के ऊपर वक्फ के कलियर के कब्जा किया हुआ है। ये क्या है भाई? क्या कर रहे हो? क्यों मुसलमानों को गुमराह कर रहे हो? सिर्फ अपने फायदे के लिए मत लूटो। आप गलत डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हैं कम्युनिटी को लेके। मैं बड़ी जिम्मेदारी से इस बात को कह रहा हूं, किसी को घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है। कोई वक्त की मस्जिदों को, खानकाहों को, मदारिस को कोई नहीं लूटने जा रहा है। लूटने वाली है जो इंक्रोचर्स हैं, वक्त के बेनिफिशियरी हैं जिन्होंने वक्त को लूटा है और इसलिए आड़ इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, ये शोल्डर इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी का। और मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी जाग रही है, वो इनके बहकावे में आने वाली नहीं है। मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि इनका जो शो है वो अब समाप्त होने वाला है। अब इनके पास कुछ बचा नहीं है। बहुत तेजी के साथ मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी को, जो मुस्लिम पर्सनल बोर्ड या बाकी लोग आह्वान कर रहे हैं काली पट्टी बांधो, सफेद पट्टी बांधो, वो इनकी बातों में नहीं आ रहा है, वो जान चुका है। मेरा सवाल है, बताइए दिल्ली के अंदर जो ओबराय होटल है ये किसने लीज किया?
शादाब साहब, 5 करोड़ मुसलमानों ने 5 करोड़ मुसलमानों ने अपना विरोध दर्ज किया है कि 5 करोड़ मुसलमान ओवैसी जी की पार्टी में अगर होते तो आज ओवैसी जी की पार्टी के कम से कम 25 MP होते।
अभी नहीं होगा।
5 करोड़ मुसलमानों ने अपना विरोध दर्ज कराया है JPC के सामने। 5 करोड़ मुसलमान किसी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी से बिलोंग नहीं करते हैं, ओवैसी साहब को बिलोंग नहीं करते हैं। अगर ओवैसी साहब को बिलोंग करते होते तो आप कम से कम 15 से 25 MP ओवैसी साहब के होते MP पार्लियामेंट में।
नहीं है, मुझे नाम बताइए। फिरंगी महली साहब से लेके नीचे तक सबके पास
हाँ, सबके सब चोर हैं,
सब बेनिफिशियरी हैं,
सब चोर हैं, सबने बदमाशी की है। उन छोटे बदमाशों।
वारिस पठान आप फोन लाइन पे हैं। आज हमारे यहाँ पे शादाब शम्स है, उत्तराखंड वक्फ बोर्ड चेयरमैन है। इन्होंने कहा है कि आपके पार्टी के लीडर असदुद्दीन ओवैसी के नाम पे डायरेक्टली या इनडायरेक्टली इनके कंट्रोल में 1000 बीघा जमीन है वक्फ के नाम पे। शम्स जी, आप जरा इसको एक लाइन में बताएंगे वारिस पठान को।
जी 1000 एकड़ जमीन जिसका कीमत 100 करोड़ थी, उसका ग्रैब किया गया। अहमद बिन अब्दुल्ला MLA ब्रदर MIM शाह फैसल अब्दुल्ला इनके द्वारा। एक दूसरा गुलाम दस्तगीर, जो मैंने आपको बताया जिसके ऊपर ये इसके इंक्रोचर हैं, गुलाम दस्तगीर जो मैरियट होटल जहां पे बना हुआ है उसके इंक्रोचर ये रहे, लूटर्स हैं। दे आर लूटर्स ऑफ वक्फ, they are waqf mafia.
What is what is Owaisi's angle in this? What is Owaisi's angle? What is your charge?
I'm telling the area and the waqf number of the land.
No, what is Owaisi's angle in this? Where does Owaisi come in?
Owaisi brothers, member of this Sultan Salahuddin Owaisi, brother of Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi, and Asaduddin Owaisi is also the member of
okay,
this
Waris Pathan, how has Owaisi or Owaisi's brother allowed this encroachment of Waqf land?
This man is lying. This man is lying. Tell him not to spread false lies and cannot. Otherwise, we will file defamation against him. Lying on a national television without any proof, without any evidence. The second thing, Arnab, is you shut down his voice. Yeah, I cannot hear anything. Arnab, I am on the phone line. अरे आप झूठ बैठो, आप झूठे हो। झूठ नहीं बोला तो आपके ऊपर केस ठोकेगा डेफोमेशन का, आपको जेल में जाना पड़ेगा। फिर ये झूठ मत फैलाओ यहाँ पे बैठ के। और सुनो, वक्फ को रिजेक्ट कर चुका है हिंदुस्तान का पूरा मुसलमान और देश ने रिजेक्ट कर दिया है वक्फ के बिल को। ये जो अब ऑल इंडिया मुस्लिम पर्सनल लॉ बोर्ड ने वेबसाइट निकाला था, पता है ना, उसमें करोड़ों लोगों ने वक्फ के खिलाफ ऑब्जेक्शन दायर किया है वहां पर।
चलिए इसको
और सुनिए, ये असंवैधानिक बिल है, ये वायलेशन है।
Okay, Waris, come on my debate tomorrow. We'll debate it.
Don't call such kind of people.
And I'll put you straight with Shadab Shams and Waris Pathan. Will debate tomorrow.
Allow me to make my point. Let me tell you, this man is lying. He's a liar, and he will.
Then come on air with him tomorrow. Fight him on television tomorrow.
If it does not have any
Shams!
proof, evidence. I don't reply to such kind of people. I love you. You are asking me a question. I am replying to you. Allow me to make my point. I am on the phone line.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will get Shadab Shams to square off with Waris Pathan tomorrow. My sense is the government is pushing it. The Prime Minister is fully behind it. Rajnath Singh, Ashwini Vaishnav, all top ministers, Home Minister, Amit Shah, everybody is reaching out to the allies. The big day is Wednesday. Will the Waqf bill go through? We'll know in 48 hours. See you tomorrow. Good night and goodbye.
Time for a quick breather.